And we are live. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to Knife Delights. Welcome to the live. We got a great panel here tonight. We got J.W. Greenbaum and we have R.J.'s Knives. So welcome all. I see everybody coming into the chats here. This is terrific. Let us know what you're thinking tonight. We thought we might, I don't know, talk about knives. And I hope that's okay with everybody. But let me start off with my first guest here. J.W. Greenbaum has a channel by the same name. He has a great collection of knives. He's very knowledgeable about his knives. RJ, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm RJ.
JW. Did I say RJ?
And I like knives.
JW, why don't you introduce yourself?
Also baseball.
And baseball, yes.
I'm actually doing Baseball History Wednesdays, believe it or not.
Yeah.
I figured a once a week thing that probably doesn't merit its own channel. That's why I've got them in a separate playlist and whatnot.
Sure. I was just going to say something. So you have a series called it just slipped my mind. What is your Gaining an Edge, right?
Yes, Gaining an Edge.
Gaining an Edge.
Try and review modern, mostly, generally kind of not, if not budget oriented, then I kind of draw the line around $300 and less for that. So the average viewer will be able to, let's say I'm doing a $30 knife, I'm doing like a petrified fish or something. I'll want them to be able to afford that. If I'm doing like a Gonzo, I figure they'll be definitely able to afford that. Spyderco, lockbacks, FRN, maybe they'll be able to afford that. Once you get past $100, it kind of is catch as catch can. But I usually do modern knives just because I figure that's what the average person is probably going to have the most access to.
But you do not restrict yourself, right? You've got some very good slip joint knives, and you just did a video on electrician's knives.
Oh,
with some great history.
As a matter of fact, I do 2 for Tuesdays, 3 for Thursdays, and Fun Knife Fridays. Those are almost all exclusively older knives, as well as slip joints that are of modern design.
Okay. And now, my other panelist, who does not need any introduction. He makes me nervous. See, you got me on pins and needles already, RJ. I'm nervous.
Why do I make you nervous?
Well, I'm sitting here in this aura of greatness, and I'm.
Oh, stop it! You're gonna make my head swell, and I'll blush. Let me grab a knife.
Okay, well, why don't you grab a knife?
Hey, let's talk about Barlow's. Barlow's are fantastic knives.
Yeah,
you guys seen this one? This is a little Rough Rider. This has got the bone on it. I forget the actual name of the series, but it's the little stainless 440A. Great knife, very handy. It has a nice little pen blade on it too. And here I'll bring up that shield. It's got a really nice shield on it that you don't really see that one very often. I think it's pretty cool. It says Rough Rider on it. It's almost like a federal shield, with stars and stripes. So it's almost really pretty cool.
I hate to say that, but that almost looks like a Harley Davidson shield from the shield from the when Case was doing Harley Davidson shields.
Yeah,
that's what it kind of reminds me of.
Yeah, so it's kind of a shield, and at the top it has the stripes. Then it says Rough Rider, and then it has stars at the bottom. So it's pretty cool. I like this one. I like Rough Rider knives. They're just fun. They really are.
I'm actually going to show you the sister model of that thing, by the way.
Yeah. Another good one since I'm on camera. We were talking about electrician knives earlier. Here's a nice colonial electrician's knife,
The
and
last
this one
U.S.
is one of
made.
the
Oh
Exolite
wow!
models. Yeah, it is
Oh yeah,
one of the
that's from.
last U.S. made. I think this was, yeah, this was made. It's got the date on it, 2016,
Yeah,
from Providence, Rhode Island,
yeah.
and
Colonial they decided to let's do a little restart thing,
yeah,
and they had an excellent line. They had two lines. One was Colonial branded, the other was Excelite branded, and I believe they manufactured those into 2018 before they started having financial difficulties. One thing I will say about those, though, is that you had both excellent quality construction and you had excellent blade steel. Surprisingly, you had 440C really well heat treated.
yep, that is very good. That's for sure.
So I have the sister model to RJ's Barlow, which is
Nice.
this Queen cutlery version right here. The revived Queen is pretty much just I mean, this is basically Rough Rider. It's just they gave it a little bit of a different finish, and honestly, I think the blade steel is the same. I think these are 440B, which is
I don't know if the saw cut bone was the first one that they did. I don't know if that was in 440B. The
okay.
new winter bottom bone knives and stuff, they're all coming in 440B. But I think
Right.
that that was a change they made for this year. But they are great.
Oh, really? Okay. Well,
Yeah,
this is in 440A then, if
I
that
think
is the case.
so. But I would have to look it up. I'll see if I can look it up real quick.
Thanks, because
Nice, Byron.
I absolutely love these things. By the way, I mean 440A, 440B. I love these these little queen knives that they made. They're a wonderful. I mean, you get great handle covers, you get great fit and finish. They fit. The one thing I noticed was not really the material so much as the fit and finish was a little bit better than Rough Rider. Like maybe they had put a little bit of extra into that. Also, you get breast liners and stuff. So, the other thing that I might as well do, and this is kind of a surprise, but why not? Here is a Rough Rider Whittler. This one is the blue denim micarta. Been having a lot of fun with this for, lately. I've just been, playing around with it. So, the one thing that I will kind of ding them for is giving us two completely identical pen blades. Like, if they had made one of these a coping blade, can you imagine how that would have maybe helped you a little bit with the whittling? So
they didn't give you a coping blade on it?
Nope, there are two spear points.
Huh.
I'm not really sure why they gave you two spear points, but otherwise it's a great knife, and it is a fine whittler. I would not say, don't pass it up because it doesn't have a coping blade, or don't pass it up because it's got two spear points. It's a fine whittler.
Yeah,
and that is my conclusion on that.
Okay. Well, I've got something for Mike Curtis, because he said bring out the Barlows, and so RJ led the way.
I did.
This is my Barlow here, and this was a gift from Jersey Knife Guy.
Oh, the Rough Rider Reserve. I love that one.
This is a wonderful knife. I've been carrying it. Oh, and J.O., John from J.O. Ventures, he showed up just in time. And I have not done a full review of this knife yet. I want to do it. But Pete sent a note along with this saying, hey, you got to talk to John and have him make a slip for it because it's a wonderful way to carry the knife. Well, John gifted me a knife, a buck knife, assisted opening, modern, but he also made me this slip.
Oh,
And
that is a nice slip.
both John's knife and this slip and some other things, which will come out in the full review, came the very same week that this came. So, Pete, I did get a slip from John, only he had already thought it all out for me. Isn't it amazing how that works? Well, look at the blade on that.
Yep, that's
And
awesome.
I've been carrying it. I had to break down a bunch of boxes the other day helping a client, and it really performed well. It is a very nice knife, nice micarta. So I don't own only 2 or 3 Rough Riders. So this was a welcome addition.
I'll tell you something. One thing is Rough Rider Reserve. I really like the way that they do the micarta on those. I know a lot of people say, well, they're too slick. Carry them around a little bit and they will stop becoming too slick. Trust me on that.
I don't feel it to be too slick. No.
Exactly. I mean, if you break these in a little bit or you just run a little piece of even cardboard, rough cardboard across it, it should be fine.
Oh, speaking, hold on just a moment.
Yep,
I got to
there's
take
the
this
man.
back over here. Did you see who just entered?
I
Oh, wait
did.
a minute.
Hi,
I
Pete.
did.
I
Pete, how you doing?
just got done showing this knife that
Hi, Pete.
you sent to me.
Unfortunately, Pete, I am not able to, actually comment because I'm on a mobile device. But this is a hello. Also, John, that is awesome that you got your first Spyderco today. It's the beginning of an addiction. Trust me on that.
And Pete, I was just showing. You told me that I should have John make me a slip. Well, he sent me a knife the same week, and he had this slip in there, and it fits perfect on this Barlow. But it says Tom on the front and Knife Delights on the back. So thank you, Pete and John, both for these wonderful gifts.
I've got something that's a little bit on the weird side. Now, granted, this is not the knife that Tom wanted me to show just yet. Believe me, that one's upcoming. But believe me, this is not something that you see every single day anymore. And as a senator guy, this kind of, well, it's not a senator, but it is an equal end pen. I decided, okay, well, why not? This is a Great Eastern Cutlery number 35 pattern, also known as the Churchill. The reason why this isn't a senator is because our main blade is this clip point. Now, I know there are 1920s senators made by Schrade in particular, where they do claim to be senators and have clip point blades, but I am not 100% certain on that. And of course, our pen blade is this little lamb foot right there. So that was definitely a cool pickup for me. Is this little lamb foot right there. So that was definitely a cool pickup for me. Very, very pretty little knife.
Yep, very nice. So, John, we got John from Thrifty Kniffy just joined us. How you doing tonight, John?
Nice to see you're a Kansas City Royals fan.
I've got a delay, bad delay.
Oh,
hang on. All right. Hang on just a minute, Tom.
Yep, no problem. No problem. How about you, RJ? Are you ready with another one?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we can. In fact, I'll show one of my favorite case knives is this little Texas Jack. And it's been on the channel before, but I really like this little guy. It's just a really nice amber jig bone knife, perfect size, just a nice little pocket dropper. It's got that main clip blade, and then it also has a nice size pen blade, which is if you look at it, it could have almost been a Warncliffe if they would have just taken that out right at the end. But it's a neat little knife. I really like these. I think they're something that most people would like. So that's a good one. And of course, since Pete's here, I did bring out a copperhead. I figured he would be looking, and I got to tell you, I missed the copperheads. I need to carry this one a little more this next week because I just love this one in the yellow Delrin. It's just such a nice blade. This one's in the CV steel, and this is what I love about the copperheads is they just have that really nice large pen blade. So it's almost you can use this as your main blade and save the other one if you wanted to. And the way it's made, the main blade does not get in the way at all. It's just such a really nice one. Oh, nice, Dean! You got your first old timer. Yes, the 858 OTB. That's a good one. I don't have one of those, but I definitely have been looking at those. That's for sure. I do have an old timer out here with me because when we talk about old timers and multi-bladed knives, the 34 OT, this is the OTB, which is with the bone, slightly upgraded model. So you have the ring bolsters, you get the 9CR stainless steel, and it's got the match strike pulls. Really fantastic stockman, one of my favorites. Here's your sheep's foot. You were dozing off, Pete? What happened? Are we keeping you from getting a nap? You must have worked hard today.
I think he did.
I know.
I heard him talking earlier. He was having to get some summer furniture moved back in the house because they were having storms.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that'll do it for sure. My back is hurting right now. As a matter of fact, since we're talking about things like that, yeah, I definitely think I need some ibuprofen. But
yeah. So, Thrifty, are you ready now?
I am.
Do you have a knife to show?
What are we showing?
Well, Mike Curtis set the tone with Barlow's. So if you happen to have a Barlow, I think Mike would appreciate seeing that.
All right, let's take a look at a Barlow then.
All righty.
So I got another of the Arthur Wright. And recently reviewed one with the stag handle. I wasn't enamored with the stag, so I went with the rosewood this time around. And got one with the clip point blade instead of the ram's foot blade.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and
I actually bought one of those on your recommendation. I looked up Arthur Wright Barlow because the British style Barlows, I've been wanting one for a while. I found a dealer outside the UK, albeit still in the Commonwealth, and let's just say I fell in love with that thing. I fell in love with the Senator, so I got both of those on the way.
Yeah, this time around I got the clip point blade, and the pull on it, like all the other Sheffield knives I have, is super firm. Talking like an 8.5.
Sounds good.
So it's not going anywhere.
Don't worry, I go for the nail busters.
Not going anywhere. So yeah, I do recommend those if you can pick these up. This was only $30.
Oh, that's not bad
like
at all.
I think it was $6.50 for shipping. So it'll be under $40. Not too bad.
And you got that at the
got mine for 45 shipped, so there you go.
And it's like C70 carbon blades, so not like the greatest deal in the world, but it's one of those you manage with strop, and you'll be fine.
Yep. Byron says you seem to be happier with that one.
I like the I just was disappointed with the stag. I thought the stag didn't look very nice on the other Arthurite, so I'm happier with the handle material. Let's put it that way.
Sure.
But heck, if I
Was the
could buy
stag?
10 of them,
Oh,
I
sorry.
would. In all different varieties.
Was
I
the
mean,
stag kind of like late 2000s case stag? Because
I don't know what you would compare it to in terms of like a year, but what it was basically like a tumbled finish, like they put it in with a bunch of rough objects in a tumbler and it scratched it up, and then they put dye over the top of it. It just didn't
okay,
look very
yeah,
good.
that is actually kind of what late 90s case stag
Yeah.
reminds me of. Unfortunately, I hate to rag on case here, but they went through a very, very brief period, and it was less than 5 years where their stag really, really was just not that great looking.
Yeah. Well, since we're doing some Barlows, here's another one from my extensive Barlow collection. I think I have 3 of them. But
I was going to say your collection is like mine.
yeah, here's a nice throwback one though, an old Imperial 2-bladed Barlow.
Oh, I love that.
And I have carried this before and used it. And I'll tell you, this clip point, it's a nice thin blade and everything. This will slice through some cardboard. It did really good at cutting cardboard. Pretty thick, heavy cardboard boxes too. So, but yeah, the old Imperial.
What kind of handle was on that?
It's just a synthetic, like a saw cut Delrin.
Okay. Yeah, they do such a good job on that. Sometimes on camera, you can't tell it from bone.
Well,
Yeah, that is
even
really
looking at it,
impressive.
sometimes you can't tell. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's saw cut.
Okay.
Yep. Pretty nice knife.
All right. So first off, perhaps to I know RJ did the copperhead, so here's my own case copperhead. I actually just got this one.
There you go. Nice.
This is the let's see. We've got just your standard pen blade. It's not the near Warncliffe. I know a lot of them seem to have that, and also your clip point right there. Handle covers are that peach seed style bone, and blade steel is CV. It's carbon steel, and this I actually found on Amazon of all things, and I'm like, okay. And it was used as new, but there were some issues with the wax paper basically being wrapped around too tightly, and I'm like, okay, that's a very strange defect. So I pulled it open, and sure enough, there are still little itty bitty pieces of wax in there. Oh, it gives you something to work on, I guess, is just getting those little pieces of wax out of there, unfortunately. And it's only been on this side of the handle cover, but honestly, it's a great knife. I mean, it's everything you would expect out of a case carbon steel knife. Holds a great edge. Haven't really used or tested the secondary blade as much as I might want to, but the main blade, oh yeah, this thing is just absolutely great for cardboard. I've tried this on acrylic stuff and just opened, I model cars are another hobby, so I've just kind of opened up some model cars with this, and this has also been very, very good for that. Also cutting plastic off a modeling sprue, that seems to be pretty good. But the other thing about the case copperhead that I've always found fascinating is, and I guess I'm kind of asking this both as a question to you folks and as a rhetorical question, which is, why did this knife gain a reputation as being, and I quote, the Vietnam Jack, when every single Vietnam veteran that I know said that these were in PXs stateside, not in Vietnam?
You would
Well,
have
actually,
to ask the folks at Case's marketing department.
I absolutely agree with you that it was their marketing, or they assumed that when they gave these things to the Army, that the Army would immediately send them overseas, which of course they didn't do.
Well, if they were stateside in the PX, because the PX is not actually run by the Army per se.
Mhm.
That's, those stores are there, but it's actually a whole different organization, the exchange service that
Right.
takes care of all that stuff. So, yeah, I don't know why they did that. Of course, I was not in during Vietnam at all. So, but I had a couple uncles that were in Vietnam, and I asked them about it, and they had no idea. They were like, never heard of it.
Yeah,
So-
the only knife that my dad, who was Vietnam era, he was not Vietnam, but he was Vietnam era. He said that whenever he'd go into the PX, the only knife that he noticed was, well, he noticed two knives. He noticed the Buck 119 Special and the Buck 120 General. And he said if he had gone over, he probably would have picked up one of those two.
those
Yeah.
were awful popular knives over there.
Oh, yeah,
there's
they were.
A lot of people, a lot of fathers went to the local hardware store, bought one, and sent them to their son over in Vietnam. There was a lot of that. So,
And actually, one of the most fascinating things I've ever seen is there is, and I believe you can find this on Blade forums because there are some pictures of it before it's sold. There's correspondence along with a sheath where a guy was serving in Vietnam and he loved the knife, but he hated the sheath because it kept falling apart on him. And he actually wrote to Buck and said, can you please find a way of waterproofing the stitching? Well, what they did was they actually sewed it together with fishing line and solved his problem that way.
yeah.
That's
Yep.
how the sheath held together.
Yeah. Does anyone else have a copperhead to follow up with?
I just grabbed the one. I didn't grab any others. So,
Well, I've got one, unless you got one kind of handy, John.
It's not a copperhead.
Go ahead.
Can be a
So-
mini
so-
copper lock or full-size copper lock.
I just want to. I want to show this knife just because I want to. Is that good
Oh,
enough reason?
show it.
that's
Here you go.
absolutely a good enough reason.
You have the stage.
All right.
You got to remember,
Definitely.
Tom runs
Definitely.
a
I'm
tighter
so
ship.
glad that Jersey's in the room.
Yeah, Tom runs a tighter ship than I do.
Oh, nice.
Yep, I love
Yeah,
that. Watch
This
that
was the
video
one I just
today.
did a review on.
Oh, it's a gorgeous little Boker lock back.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Jersey. I love this thing. This is the gentleman's knife that he sent me from Boker, the traditional Series 2.0 that they just released a little while back. And it's got the gray smooth bone handles. Now check out that bone, man.
I love that those covers. I've just fallen in love with those. Is that one of their D2 blades, by the way?
Yeah, this is D2 blade still.
That is a delightful knife.
Yes,
Look
very
at them
delightful.
covers.
I have fallen in love. I'm not kidding. I
Love
love
it.
that thing.
It's different on both sides, but I like what they've done on both sides. It's just
Yeah.
If Pete's listening in, if he was to send one of those to Mrs. Knife Delights, she would probably marry him.
I said
totally
earlier,
getting
Tom,
one
that
of those.
I was tardy, so I had to go to the principal's office as I was worried about running into Tammy there.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, that's only on RJ's lives.
Oh, that's exclusive. Okay. All right. We're
Yep,
all
I only
safe.
let her on one show a week.
But thank you again, Pete. Really, really appreciate that. And I'm going to be carrying that.
That
Got
knife
my
is drawing me like the ring drew Gollum. Oh man, I love that thing.
Pete's asking if you want him to send her one.
yeah.
No, no, Pete. You've already sent me a very nice gift, and I am very much appreciative of it. So,
Oh, you can
well,
totally
let
send it
me.
to me. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, he's. I got to tell everyone, Pete has just been extraordinarily generous as of late, sending out a lot of knives to a lot of people. And Pete, we thank you for everything you do for us out here in the knife community. I'm sure everyone that's listening here is familiar with Jersey Knife Guy, but if you're not, make sure you go over and just subscribe to his channel. And there's all kinds of other channels here. You know, check them all out and subscribe, support them. The knife community, especially with the traditional knives, I think keeps growing and expanding. We keep getting more and more newer channels, and it is really terrific out there. Some of the knives that we're seeing that we haven't had a chance to see before. Okay, we got something. JW's got something here.
Oh yes, this. In fairness, folks, this was something that Tom actually asked me to show you folks. So what we have here is a box. Now, of course, there's something in this box, but I've heard all these remarks about, oh, back in my day, knives came in paper bags. Well, no, they didn't. They came in boxes. This happens to be a pretty good representation of a late 50s, early 60s box that a knife might come in. Well, let's see what's in the box, though, because there's absolutely something in there. It's a little bit on the stock side, but okay, there we are. So obviously we've got this nice gold leaf on it, so that probably indicates that we're dealing with something that is a little bit above average. And of course, actually what comes out is a slip, a vinyl slip in very nice original condition. And that in turn leads us to our knife, which at first appears to be an equal end pen. You could call this a shadow senator. You could call it an equal end pen. You'd be right in either case. But, because you've got the all stainless steel handles and single back spring. But so we've got one main blade right there. And it is a Schrade Model 778. And we've also got a secondary blade right there, which I will get to in a second. But this one is rather special in one way. And I don't know if you can see it there. Unfortunately, it's not the greatest lighting conditions. But if you see the words United States Senate, this is a penknife that was sold at the United States Senate gift shop in the late 1950s or early 1960s. It works perfectly well. I mean, I sliced a packing peanut, which is kind of my MO on my channel with this knife on a Fun Knife Friday. But it is a perfectly serviceable knife. And for the other blade, we actually do not have a traditional blade. What we have is a triple cut nail file. I'm not sure if everyone here knows the significance of a triple cut nail file, so I'll explain. In the 50s and 60s, a triple cut nail file was basically kind of the standard of excellence for a nail file. Plus, at the end, you've got this little, sharp tool. Let's say you've got some crud under your nails. Well, you can very easily get it out with that, and then there you are. So that is a Schrade Model 778 penknife. These would come unmarked. They were initially rather inexpensive. Someone at an office or even a school, because different time, you could absolutely carry a knife to school to sharpen your pencils, would carry something like this. But, if you wanted to get one at the United States Senate gift shop, well, there was a gentleman who was a collector who I think, 12 of these. I think he got them from the original inventory. And they, in turn, wound up being sold off very slowly. I was lucky enough to get one of those 12.
Very cool. That's an interesting knife. That's quite a find there.
Thank you. That is, I was just stunned when I found this thing. I'm like, how do I know this is real? And of course, I Googled it, and I'm like, wait a minute, he actually has the provenance to back this thing up. So there we are.
Yep, that's neat.
This was just so cool.
Yeah. Well, I just thought I'd show my copperhead here real quick. And I only have the one.
Nice with the ichthys.
That's the ichthys. Yep, in the lilac synthetic cover. So, yeah, these copperheads, they're sure a nice pattern. I sure like them.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, one of the things that nobody ever seems to stress with the copperhead, and for that matter, this is also true of the copper lock and the mini copper lock, is how difficult it is to actually snag one of those in your pocket, thanks to the design of the bolster. I've always been impressed with that.
Yep. Yeah, I've got the mini copper lock. I don't think I have the full size.
Well, the full size, I don't remember them producing the full size since at least 2017, because
Yeah, I don't
I
think
had one on my wish list at Blade HQ
Uh-huh.
around 2016, and then it just kind of disappeared. And
Yeah.
all the mini copper locks that were on my wish list, guess what? They're still there. So
Uh-oh. We got an alert here.
We got the heavy hitter.
We got the heavy hitter. He's loading them up here. Here we go, John. Everybody strap yourselves in. Here we
this ought to be
go.
good.
Here we go, if I can get it to work. Kaboom!
Oh, I wanted to show this one for Jo. He has one of these, I think, in a different handle material, but this is the Frost Copperhead, and it's got that that locking blade where you press on the other blade to unlock it.
Oh, that's neat.
And yeah, it's pretty decent handle material for Frost. It's not too bad.
About how is that a recent knife or is that an older knife?
Probably bought it a year ago.
Oh, okay, a recent, yeah.
Yeah, recent.
Press on one blade to unlock the other. Yeah, that's the Signal Core knife. You got me on that one. I truly appreciate that. Because
yeah.
I still have I have a set of blueprints from Camillus for the TL29, or not the TL29, the Signal Core knife that they were proposing, which had like no lock on it. And I'm guessing the Army just took a look at it and said, you're going to have to do better than that.
Yeah, I think the blueprint, I probably saw the same thing you did, was incomplete.
Okay, I gotcha.
I think it was more up. It was one for the 1930 update, and I don't think it had all the details of the initial design.
Okay, that makes sense. I also imagine that they probably might have cheapened a civilian version, and maybe like not had that lock or something.
I don't think they did. I think they came out that way from the very beginning.
Oh wow, okay.
But yeah, I got some scallop bolsters on there. I mean, that's not bad. I mean, there are a lot of people dog on Frost, but they have some interesting stuff. And this lockup is solid. I mean, it's nice.
You ever seen one made in Japan? A Frost cutlery made in Japan? I actually
the Parker ones are nice. Yeah.
Yeah, those are great. I mean, I can even tell you the guy who made them was a guy by the name of Seizo Imai. It was literally just one guy making them. He was doing a great job too.
Yeah, so this is one that's pretty hard to find. Rough Rider. It says the I can't remember the name of the series of this, but it has the nice little cat's eye, I call it. Got like a nickel silver border around that abalone. And then you have the single blade on this one.
Oh, that is nice.
And in that same series, you also had the smaller one with the 2 blades.
Oh,
This one
that's
doesn't have
lovely.
the perimeter like this one. I'm not sure why. It's just a design choice, I guess. So you can see how that differs.
Oh, yeah, that first one is fascinating. I've not seen that pattern anywhere else from Rough Rider.
There's your clip point and then your other clip point.
Oh, they give you 2 clip points. Nice.
Yeah, it's a Skinner blade, a little thinner than the other one.
Okay.
But you can see they'll change the design later on this copperhead. And the secondary, or well, it's not the master blade, but the front blade, they changed the position of the nail nick. You can see how that's way up at the front there.
Yeah.
And then they moved it back on this one.
Yep.
Yep. I have
So
a
there's a couple 3
RJ?
copperheads.
Yes, sir.
RJ, you can't sit in the corner and be quiet. What do you got for us?
got a Rough Rider copperhead.
Nope. I have something completely different whenever
You do?
you're ready.
I'm ready for you, RJ.
Okay.
There you
There
go.
I am. Hey guys, I'm still here. I run a show on Sundays, and I'm kind of, as a guest, I kind of let everybody else have a turn. I don't want to be the main thing on Tom's show, but here's something. Here's a
I brought
pattern.
you on for your good looks so we could attract viewers, RJ.
Well, you definitely have come to the wrong place. But what I have is a muskrat, and this
Great.
one is from Roper. So again, another multi-bladed pattern, and this one has a clip point coming out of each end. So this one is really cool. I like how the handles are with the micarta, but it's kind of interesting. I have another one as well, and it is a Rough Rider. This is from their what was it? The High Plains series, I believe. And this one is a nice muskrat, and it has more of the Turkish clip blades on it. But again, just a very handy pattern. And like John and I were talking about it one time, I told him I like carrying these because it doesn't matter how I orient it in my pocket. When I pull it out, I know what blade I'm going to get, and it's oriented in the right way. So it's just kind of a fun type knife. But I have my one Ichthus Stockman, the case medium Stockman, the 18 pattern, and so it has the sheep's foot that sticks up, so you can grab it out with your fingers really easily. And then it also has kind of a Skinner type main blade. And then you have the pen blade or spay blade, whichever one you want to. This one's more of a spay. Some of these are, yeah, exactly. Byron, who's this guy? That's me, the unknown knife dude.
You don't have to show spay blades. Patty's not with us, so no obligation there.
Oh, nice one, nice one, John. I see you there.
Yeah, stranger danger. Oh,
that's
boy.
me.
Okay, JW, you said you had something ready to roll.
Yeah, I've got something rather on the interesting side. I actually, it's not an expensive knife. As a matter of fact, this is a knife that I think anybody can get. And it's a cool knife. I really enjoy this one. And much like your knife, well, it's a roper. So what we have here is the roper sow belly. I managed to get this knife for a whopping $16, and you've actually got the ergonomics on this thing just are spectacular. I mean, you've got this sort of Turkish clip mane, I guess you could say, or this upswept Persian clip mane. You've got your, directly opposite that, this kind of smaller Persian clip right there.
Oh yeah.
And you can actually do some great little great detail work with that. And you've also got a uniquely shaped spay blade. Dare I say that this is a Persian spay?
That almost, yeah.
Take a look at that. That is not what we expect from a spay blade. But
it's a basket design. That's what
All you have to do is put the word modified in front of it. It's a modified spay.
Modified spay. So, this thing is just so fun. I mean, I think this is like 3CR or 5CR. It doesn't matter. It sharpens up really easily. And again, I got this thing
ropers,
for $15.
That should be 1065 carbon.
Oh, it's 1065 carbon. Okay, well then it is 1065 carbon in that case, because this thing, I got it for $15, and this is one of the best value slip joints that I own. I mean,
yeah.
the mere fact that you can get just so much use out of a knife that you paid less than $20 for.
Yeah, Roper has another model. It's called the Pecos, and I had it and I really loved it, but I just lost it the other day. I can't find it.
Oh dear, sorry.
Yeah.
Tom, stop it! You're gonna make me say bad words.
No, RJ sent me his Roper for me to test and use and review. So.
Oh geez.
He's only lost it 3 times since he's had it, at least.
Well,
oh man,
I found it. It's too bad the blade was broke, but I did find it.
Yeah, I won't see those chips in it at all.
No,
but yeah, I in all seriousness, if you don't have a Roper, just try one, because first off, most of them you can get on sale or with a discount code for $20 or less. Second off, they're really, really good for what they are. I mean, and forgive me, Rough Rider fans, but I actually think these are a little bit better of a value than Rough Rider.
Okay, with that, RJ, I'm going to put you back in the spotlight.
Okay, I know what's coming up.
He just threw you a softball about Roper knives and discounts.
If you enjoy Roper knives like these, I have a discount code for you. If you go over to abkt.com and use code RJS at checkout, you'll get 20% off at on your order, and that's good for anything on their website. So definitely go over there if you're interested. Save you some money, get you some good knives. I don't make any money off it, but they're such good knives. I'm happy that you guys get to use them.
Well,
so
I'll be doing it. I'll be doing it later on.
Yeah, it's really easy. And here is one of their Chaparral Stockmans. This is in the red bone, but they also come in a green, a black, and forget what other bone. But it's got the Turkish Skinner blade on there. You get a really nice sheep's foot. And this is just a really nice, handy Stockman. If you like the Stockman knives, and then you get a nice little pen blade with it too.
Given that I like Stockman knives,
1065 carbon. You can't get. I mean, you just can't beat it.
I'm gonna walk over and get one of those afterwards.
Stuff, it's just fantastic.
And you get brass bolsters. I mean, these things are just so well constructed for the price.
You get nickel silver on your bolsters. You get brass pins, brass liners. It's definitely worth it.
Well, we have a viewer question. Some guy by the name of Thrifty Canifany. Where do you have
Wow.
Where do you have a discount, RJ?
I'm gonna see if I can write it in right now. If you would have got a moderator that could type, you would have been better. What can I say? I don't use a keyboard all day. I use a screwdriver all day.
So you want to go to www.abkt.com and enter RJS as a discount code. Hey, we just got Randy's WSG joining us.
Ooh.
Hey, Randy.
Hello, Randy.
There you go. So if you guys need to, in my videos in the description box, that discount code and the website are listed there. But I see Tom is headhunting, so I'll be quiet.
No, go right ahead. I'm just waiting.
Yeah, I've also got my own little guy.
Just waiting patient
here.
I'll get right with you there, JW. But I just thought you guys want to fool around them little itty bitty things. Hey, another bolo from the Philippines.
Oh, wow. Is that one of the military conversions?
It's just one made by some of the indigenous people that actually lived on the base and provided base security. And I did not know what this handle was, but I watched a very interesting video from a former Navy SEAL, and he was going through all the knives that he used to carry. And this is one of the knives he used to carry when he was in a jungleless environment. And he said that his bolo had buffalo horn handles. And by golly, that's what this is now that I look at it.
Yeah,
it's certainly not wood, and they did not use synthetic materials. So this has got to be buffalo horn.
Yeah. Don't they have their own species of buffalo there, like the carabao?
Yeah, the carabao, the water buffalo. Yeah. Yep. They sure do. They are big, massive animals. But anyway, so the Philippines was known. They are a knife society historically. The bolo, after the Spanish came to the Philippines, the Spanish exported a lot of the technology, the knife technology throughout the world. So it is not uncommon that a lot of the bolo patterns from the Philippines made their way out into the world. It's even rumored that Pancho Villa carried some form of a Filipino bolo. So they were peasants, but they had a knack for turning agricultural tools into weapons. So, and the bolos, this type of bolo, they would use maybe cutting sugar cane, or I would see them with something like this, shinnying up the coconut tree and harvesting coconuts with it. But this is also a fighting blade too. So. That was my wild card. All right, JW.
Okay, well, so we saw the peach seed bone case copperhead. I figured, okay, peach seed bone case, swell center jack. So this, it's unfortunate that they only did these for 1 year because they had a lot of potential with this little design right here. This is just so cool. It gives me a knife that I think is a little bit more wieldy, in my opinion, than the case peanut, where you just have a little bit more to grip onto, and it's a little bit more ergonomic, and you're also getting carbon steel. So I don't see the problem with this thing here. This is a nice little knife, and you get your clip point main. I mean, obviously you kind of just take your pinky and close it, or around back, but this is just such a cool little knife. It's not very intimidating. Nobody's going to get scared by this. Here's your pen blade. I mean, you can do a lot with this thing. I found myself carrying this, and I was kind of there are certain knives that the second you see it, you're going to carry it. There are other knives, the second you see it, you're not going to carry it that often. This is one of the very few where I saw it, I didn't think I was going to carry it that often. I figured, all right, well, let me give it a try. I have been carrying this thing like crazy.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Is that a regular size swell jack, or is that the small swell? I've got a small swell jack.
This is the small swell.
Yeah, the small one. Okay, yeah. But that was the case vault knife, right?
Yes, and
yeah.
I just, the thing that stunned me was, why are they making these, or why aren't they making these versus the peanut? Because I don't have anything against the peanut, but the way that Case makes them, like compare a Case and a Rough Rider peanut, and the Rough Rider is a little bit larger, like you can actually get your hands on it. The Case is just so small that it's like, okay, that's kind of like this sort of novelty knife. This feels like what they should have gone with.
Well, I think traditionally a peanut is supposed to be 2 5/8 inches or smaller. I think somewhere in there. So, hence the name peanut. But yeah. Well, Thrifty, I threw the gauntlet at you. Everything's bigger in Texas, so let's see how you do outdoing my bolo there.
Shit, I got nothing like that.
Huh?
I got nothing to compare to that.
You got nothing? No, but you have a beautiful case knife.
You want me to show a case knife?
Please feel free to outdo me if you want, or a GEC. I've got a couple of
GEC. RJ, you got something ready?
I got a big knife if you want to see a big knife.
Yeah. No, John, I was talking about that fixed blade with the stacked leather. If you have it handy, I think people would like to see that one.
Yeah, I'll go grab it.
I'll cut to RJ here real quick.
All righty.
This is actually one of John's favorite knives. He likes this Recon Tanto. I
actually love those.
Exactly, they're just a fun knife. If you take this knife and you don't have a smile on your face, then you're doing it wrong, as Tobias likes to say.
I love the hollow grind they gave that thing, so you can actually do quite a bit with it.
Yeah, it's a fantastic knife. It's perfect. It was when I was on the John's Slice of Knife show, and this was my pick for a desert island knife.
Every time he holds that, he gets a gleam in his eye, and I don't understand it.
If you made me pick, I would pick either that or the Cold Steel SRK.
It frightens me.
But I do have something that you might want to see, JW. And this is a full-size copper lock that was just made this last year.
Oh, that is gorgeous.
Yes, and this was a Atlanta Blade Show exclusive.
Oh, wow.
So it's got the red Delrin, you got the American flag shield, Warncliffe blade, carbon steel. Yeah, this thing's awesome.
Mouth is watering right now. Full-size copper lock with the full
size, and I'll prove it, because here's a
blade,
full-size trapper, and here is the full-size copper lock. So
that is awesome.
Oh, yeah. that is like a perfect size, because I like the size that they gave the full-size trapper. I like that size.
Yeah,
but I just how much if you're gonna thin it out a little bit,
look how thin.
Then make it a little bit longer, and that's perfect. Oh, I love that.
And then, of course, what would a show be on RJ's channel at all if there's not a yellow trapper involved in some way, shape, or form? And because John gave me one, I brought his too.
Okay.
The one that has the the razor blade.
Yep.
That
instead
is
of
a
the,
very interesting main blade.
well, it has that's actually your secondary, I guess, or it could be your main, but it has a clip blade on the other side.
Okay, yeah.
So
okay.
no spay blade.
Oh,
That's
That's
why he
actually
liked
a
that
really
one.
interesting blade shape. I mean, that is.
Yeah, and this is a Rough Rider, and I really like it when it's closed because it totally gives you that 50s tail fin vibe, you know.
Oh yeah,
So I really like
car
that one.
guy. So I know what you mean.
Yep. Thank you.
boy, Thrifty just zinged me. He says,
did?
no yellow trapper, no sub. So I'm not getting any
there you
subs.
go.
Oh,
All
Yellow
right,
Trapper, no
John.
sub. Okay. Well,
Here you go, John. I threw you in I put you on the hot seat. So here you go. Here's your moment to shine.
a Yellow
And
Trapper.
action.
I'm not. I'm gonna just say you must have some personal experience with that. Then I don't know.
So we've got the Case M3 fin. This is the small fixed blade fin they offer. And the mirror finish on this particular knife is probably the nicest I've ever seen. It's just, I mean, it's got so much gleam to it, it can actually make your camera malfunction. And got that nice jimping at the top there. And here's Tom's favorite part of the knife right here.
Absolutely. I love stack leather.
Oh yeah. Oh, that is gorgeous.
And Case does a very good job with it.
I have to admit, I mean, that is just stunning.
See you later, Byron. Thanks for being here and all the support you give us all.
You have a good one, Byron.
Thank you.
Thanks,
very
Byron.
much.
Take care, Byron. But yeah, just a beautiful little bird and trout style knife.
Oh, happy
Yep.
Easter and blessings to your family as well.
Yeah, that's a really nice one. I like that. I like the sheath too.
Yeah, they do. I like that large flap around, wrap around flap, however
Yeah.
you want to say it. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that sheath is so cool.
So, and you were able to pick that up locally, right?
Yeah, I
John?
did. I got that True Value Hardware store.
Was
That's great.
Did you check?
I wish
to make
my
sure
hardware stores had something like that.
Did you buy it locally so you could check to see if the blade was centered?
Yeah, let me check that again.
Because I've heard that about those Case knives.
Did you check the grind angle to make sure it was consistent all the way around?
Well, remember you got to measure it at least four spaces.
I don't have that doodad.
I remember that. Oh, God.
I don't have that little doodad.
Yeah, I
need to
never
do that.
ordered one of them either.
Strangely enough, I did not either.
No gaps at all, Tom. No gaps.
No gaps, and the centering is good.
The centering is good.
Okay.
Right on.
How's the pull? No, I'm just kidding.
Let's see here. Pretty good.
Does it shake,
Touche.
rattle, and roll?
Touche.
Shake, rattle, and roll in the sheath?
Sorry, Tom, couldn't hear you.
I said, does it shake, rattle, and roll in the sheath?
Nope. That's in there good.
All right. Very good. Very good. All right, JW, what you got for us?
All right. Hold on just a minute. Well, first off, Tom was, I'm sorry, Tom, RJ was absolutely right about yellow trappers. Specifically,
Oh, man.
the Case. I mean, these things are just, you can just do so much with these. I mean, this is just such an awesome design. And admittedly, mine's in True Sharp, but you know what? That just means, hey, really easy to sharpen up once you're done using it.
I just gotta hang my head in shame.
I love this thing. I mean, it is so versatile. It is just so, there's nothing that this thing completely can't do.
But
that you
I
would
got to
do with an
interrupt just
ordinary
a minute.
knife.
I got to interrupt just a moment. In my defense, Boston Blade Reviews has just shown up. He is a brother in the Buck Brotherhood. Help me out, Boston. Come to my defense and to my aid.
Okay, well, first off, hello, and second off,
While we wait for that,
here's
we'll continue
something
on.
that it is a multi-blade, and I have been having some fun with it. So that is this
There you go. Boston Blade
C.
Review.
Reisner cutlery by C. Reisner cutlery, manufactured by QSP Ohio River Jack.
Uh-huh.
And this is a multi-blade knife, so I figured,
Yeah.
okay, why not?
It works.
It's a great knife. It's M390. It's really a fun knife. I originally had questions about the ergonomics about this, when I bought it, because I was like, okay, it looks like it's got the materials, definitely got the quality, but is it going to be something where it's an ergonomic issue? Well, no, it's not. Absolutely not. And I'm very, very happily surprised that, because I've been buying their single bladed stuff, figuring, okay, well, yeah, that's just going to be perfect, and it has been. But this was the one I always hesitated on, and I'm like, yeah, I totally shouldn't have hesitated on this. This is, I have to give them a lot of credit. I have to give Austin at C. Reisner Cutlery credit for what he did with this and the ergonomics, because I know he designed these, and they are absolutely something where, if you want, the ergos are fine on this.
So what were the blades on there? Was that like a lamb's foot or a ram's foot?
So we've got what looks like a ram's foot here, which is your secondary, and your main blade is spear point right there.
Okay, yeah. I see it now. Yep.
Oh, hi, Steven. How you doing?
Patty is in the house.
He absolutely is. Yeah, this thing is just so nice, though. I mean, it's great when a knife that you have questions about, pertaining to ergonomics or pertaining to, is this going to work? Well, it's great when you find out that all of your fears and all of, your apprehensions turned out to be for naught, and it's a perfectly good knife.
So I have to. Go ahead, RJ.
There's a good question in the chat. Nebucloud wants to know if there's alpaca foot blades.
Alpaca foot blades, not that I am aware of.
Chief's foot, lamb foot, ram foot. Those are the three that I know of.
Yeah, that was a good question. Anyways,
it was a good one.
It is. I mean,
okay,
at this point.
I can't read that, John. What are you saying? What are you saying?
You can't read Spanish? Is that the problem?
That's it. Maybe Patty can read that for us.
Patty.
Are you? Oh, hey, we got Kirby Creek Outfit joining us.
That's right.
Oh my goodness, we're getting a full house. So RJ, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Well, since you're ready, I'm going to move to John. John, what you got for us? No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Here we go, RJ.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
You want to tuck Buck Knives and the Kirby Creek outfit? How about that one right there?
There you go.
The 112 Ranger Sport. This thing, what a fantastic knife. I got to tell you, this one makes me smile every day. I've been carrying this thing and using it, S30V, The aluminum body with the anodized, bolsters and stuff. Just a fantastic knife. One that I've just absolutely, it's spoiled me. It's ruined my EDC rotation because it never wants to leave.
Oh, wow. Oh,
This
it's a gorgeous knife. But by
It
the way,
is.
I have one question about that, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but it's the same handle width as the ordinary 112, right?
That is correct.
Good, because I was thinking, okay, that maybe they may have slimmed it down a little and started counting the pocket clip, but if they were willing to keep the full handle width, then I was thinking,
Yes,
yeah, maybe I should get one of those.
If you like the 112, this is the ultimate 112. Absolutely, bar none. This, like Boston says here, this knife is sick, and yes, it definitely is. This knife, like I said, I've been so happy since I've gotten this, and it's just been a constant companion. I'm just over the moon. Over the moon. with it.
RJ, and not in a copying way, but in an imitation is the sincerest form of flattery way, I'm going to get one of those as soon as I get off this live stream. I'm dead serious.
Dude, you are not making a mistake. And I say that wholeheartedly. That knife has my full recommendation for anything. Another favorite buck knife, since we were pulling out some fixed blades, the Buck 102.
Yep.
Just an
Oh,
absolute, to me, this is if you want to do a fixed blade EDC, I think this is the knife to go with.
I'm actually experimenting with a very, very unusual fixed blade EDC right now, and I realize it's completely different, but if I have a knife called the Superlative Knives Hella, and oh my God, I never thought that a fixed blade EDC could be quite as good as that. The problem with it is the price, because it's made by Rayot. So yeah. But if you're serious about having, let's say, one knife and you just want one fixed blade that can do just about absolutely everything, that would be.
Got it right here. Got it right here.
First off, if you're
High
gonna
five,
EDC it,
RJ. High five.
if you're gonna EDC it in the backwoods, yeah, you've got it right there. If you're gonna EDC it everywhere, then yeah, the Superlative Hella would probably be my recommendation, because this is something where I've literally never seen a fixed blade that can do quite this much. I mean, it's a jack of all trades, master of none, but it's a jack of so many trades where I've just never seen anything quite like that.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the few that has potential to be a game changer.
Yeah, this knife here definitely changed my life in a lot of ways.
Well, I'm gonna get that thing as soon as this chat ends. Oh,
You're coming over to the good side slowly but surely there, RJ.
Oh, I'm sure the good side will probably kick me out soon.
well, you know what the irony is I've immediately started questioning. Well, wait a minute. Do they make the exact same knife, only a 110?
Hey, I've got a question for the panel. This is from Randy's WSG. Says, I made a serious goof in my video for tomorrow. I couldn't reshoot or edit, so I had to add another minute to the end. Do you guys ever run into issues like this?
Okay, everybody on the panel, raise your hand if you have problems.
All the time.
Well, my video is always perfect first take. Yeah.
Well, that's because you're in the Navy.
That's right. No, but what would you say to Randy about that, RJ?
I make mistakes in my videos and I just leave them in. Sometimes I don't do much editing, and so for me, if I start and I'm at the very beginning, like within 30 seconds or something, then I'll just start over.
Yeah, Steven's right. When he says leave it in.
But if I make mistakes and I'm 3 minutes in, then you just ride with it, and you just go fix it in the comments, and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
But
John?
yeah, everybody that makes videos has those issues, so don't worry about it. I think being authentic is better than trying to edit out all your mistakes.
I agree. I mean, there are certain things where, you know, you'll screw up real bad. But if you're screwing up real bad and it's 2 minutes into the video, have you just destroyed the video? Of course not. Yeah, I mean, chances are you can just wipe that out. You can just start over again if it's 2 minutes into, let's say, a 10-minute video. I mean, you haven't really wasted time. And usually most of my mistakes come, and this is kind of a weird thing, but I've noticed it, when I am measuring the knife, which is literally the first thing that I do for my videos. Like I'll say, oh, this thing is 7 3/8 inches long. You idiot! It's 7 5/8.
That was funny, John, when I heard that too. And yes,
I was
JW,
trying to say New Jersey, it just came out nerds. I hope Pete liked it. It was funny.
Yeah,
John, I'm telling you, buddies, you could do this, here, John. Come on, buddy.
Another time I'm slow.
I mean, buddy, it's you know, it's about 9:16 at night, and it's about 80 degrees out. The sun's down, but it's okay, buddy.
Well, I'm gonna tell you the other one. The ones that cause me to delete stuff. Again, they usually happen with measuring. So I was filming a review. It was actually the first take of the Kaiser Drop Bear review, and I'm starting to talk about it. I'm like, oh, the dimensions on this blade are not what I'd expect, and I realized that I'm using the metric side of my ruler. I'm like, you idiot! What the heck are you doing? And then I just shut it off and started over again. I was about 45 seconds into filming, so just started over.
Yeah. John, are you ready with a knife?
Yeah, I got one.
Okay.
Let me switch camera.
All righty. I can't keep one camera going, and this guy has like 2 or 3 of them. You know. There we go.
Ooh. Oh, I like that. That's the bomb shield. That's Rough Rider Reserve.
Yeah. And I haven't done the review yet. I keep delaying it, but wanted to check out the knife a little more before I delved into it.
What blade shape are we looking at? What blade shape? Oh.
And it's a big boy here.
Oh, nice.
That is a big,
8
big
3/4
blade.
that's the camel knife because it only has one hump.
Right. It's not the 2-hump camel. Where's the 1-hump camel come from? Anybody know?
They're out in the desert somewhere.
RJ is not on his game tonight, man.
He actually had to work a little bit today, John.
I know. His eyes look so tired.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
That micarta they did for
nice burlap scales.
I love burlap micarta. I am a sucker for burlap micarta.
There's that 1 hump and my camel. But yeah, Rough Rider. What one is this? The 024. Yeah, I'm liking it, and it's got that nice stiff pull on it. Because I always worry about that with these larger blades. That's not going anywhere. So
speaking of large Rough Rider Reserve,
they're kind of hit and miss, but I like this one.
Where is it?
Here you go, Tommy.
Got a large Rough Rider Reserve myself.
Okay. Who's next? Who's ready to go?
I'm ready with multiple different knives.
Okay, and we got Big J just entered the house too. Hey, Big J.
Big J has entered the chat.
Big J, how
Yeah.
you doing? Oh,
There you go. Oh my
there we
goodness, what
are.
do we got there?
I know that this is the Rough Rider reserve that everyone kind of had some second thoughts about. The RRR019. This is their lockback with the folding the little swing guard on it. This actually is a pretty decent knife. I was surprised. I kind of got this as a joke. Like, a lot of people figured, well, that it's going to be useless. I picked it up and I'm like, okay, is this thing really useless, or is it just something that you can have fun with? And actually, after slaying a lot of cardboard with it, it's got good D2. It's well heat treated. You can very easily sharpen it back up. And so I kind of concluded it was a knife that is fun for having fun with, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, yes, it's huge, but there's always been something that I have liked about the swing guard knives, especially these the larger ones. I mean, obviously it's almost like, and I know this is going to sound a little bit silly, but it's like a Case Cheetah meets a swing guard stiletto, basically. I mean, you've got your little backlock right there, so it's not going to fail or anything. You can fool around with Maytag boxes and whatnot. You can probably get if you wanted to whittle with this thing, do some pine, just to goof off. You absolutely could. And I don't see anything wrong with this one. So I just think they did a nice job with it. There's no play in any direction. So yeah, it is, I admit, a little bit on the goofy side. But on the other hand, well, if you're looking for goofy and you want something that is also a quality piece that is not going to fail you in any way, well, this is it.
All right.
Now, of course, there is one more thing that is adhering to our multi-blade theme. AGEC number 14, Northfield Unexcelled. This is the little boy's knife that they did. And there's our clip point main. It's got that gorgeous little cut swedge in it. And we've also got, in case you want to sharpen pencils with it, a pen blade right there. That is one of the first GECs that I got from a source that I've come to know, who actually does know me rather well and is giving me some rather good deals on new old stock GECs. Absolutely love this one. And yes, I have sharpened a pencil with it.
Very nice.
Gorgeous little greenish bone, I would say that.
Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like there.
Definitely greenish. That's kind of, it's almost this yellowish green, but it's very, very, very pretty. I really like the handle covers on this thing. But yeah, I just wanted to find something that fit in with the original, multi-blade find ones. Oh, there you go.
I think I'll throw a couple up here real quick. I hope Randy is still here.
Okay.
Let's see here. Randy's been showing a hammer brand, either a toothpick or fish knife. I can't remember which it is. But Randy, here's mine. And it's got these beautiful brown speckled covers on it. So I just love these Hammer brand knives. They're just, and this knife is what? I suppose it was circa 1938 to 41, somewhere in there. So for a knife that
Early-ish
old,
fish knife.
yeah, this
Early-ish,
is a fish knife, yeah,
because you got the little scaler
because the
on the
scaler's up here.
swedge.
Yeah, it's a single bladed fish knife.
Right.
But for a knife to be that old and have that good of covers, wow.
I love those covers.
And just since we like to show something unique every now and then, this is an Imperial key knife. And instead of having a second blade, there was a key blank on there. And these knives were popular with auto dealerships. And I haven't tried to do it, but there's a little way down in here to take this out. And so you can take it out, and the old cars, you just needed a single key for the ignition in the trunk, but they could cut the key and put it on the knife, and then the man always had his pocket knife and his car key with him at the same time.
I'm going to be honest, that is the coolest implementation of a cigar jack that I've ever seen.
Yeah. I saw it in an antique store, and I'm like, what in the world is that? And just being unique, I bought it. So now there is a number on that key that's on there. So I keep searching the world over to find out what lockbox, what vault that key goes to. So
well, what the irony is that if you find the right model of car, I mean, car keys when those things were made are not the same as car keys now. If you found, let's say, a 1959 Ford Fairlane, chances are you could take the key from one and just put it into like every single other 59 Ford Fairlane.
mm-hmm.
And there was a trick that I was shown, by the way, 59 Ford Fairlane, not a coincidence here. There was a trick that I was shown where guy starts it up. He starts, coasting with it. I'm in the passenger seat, and he says, watch this. He pulls the key out of the ignition. All it did was it unlocked the ignition.
Yeah, the old Chevy. I remember the old Chevys. As long as you didn't turn the key all the way back to the left, in other words, if you turned it to the neutral position, you could pull the key out, and then from then on, you didn't need the key.
Yeah, exactly.
You could just get in and turn the little dog ears on there. Yeah, people left their cars all over town, that way. So as long as you didn't turn it all the way back. So
right, and then you would lock it.
Right.
Oh, looks like RJ has something nice.
What do you got going for us now? I did notice John slipped out on us.
He has technical difficulties.
Okay.
He's having to reboot his computer.
Okay, let's hope we get him back. What you got here for us, RJ?
What I have here, since everybody's talking about their Hammer brand knives and stuff, here is a Hammer brand Explorer. This is a large Stockman that I found in a secondhand store, and you can see the forge markings on the blades. So this is kind of like how the Ontario has their knives and stuff. So here you go. This is the main blade on this. This is a large Stockman, super thin blades. I mean, this is just, I don't know if I can get it to, but just, feather edge on these things. Very slicey. And all the blades are marked this way. So I looked it up. These were made back in the early 70s, like between 73 and 75. And they had a whole line that had these markings like this. So I thought it was pretty cool. This is USA made. This is made by Imperial. So here's your spay. Just a really gorgeous knife. Clamshell covers. And you can't really see it in this lighting, but it does have the Hammer brand shield with the arm and the hammer.
I imagine that was like top of the line because I know they did a lot in Ireland as way in the way of manufacturing around then, and for them to do USA made, that sounds like top of the line.
And then this is a nice little Camillus jackknife that Zen Ali just sent me.
Oh, I love that. That is gorgeous.
This thing is beautiful.
Ooh.
USA made. Just a perfect little pocket dropper. Look at this little pen blade that it has on it. I mean, is that just perfect or what?
Shades of the Case Slimline Trapper.
What a gorgeous little knife this is. And then really nice back springs, no gapping, no nothing. A little bit of just regular patina that's on here. But what a beautiful little knife. I'm really happy with this one.
Oh, amen to that. That is just gorgeous.
Yeah, I mean,
Nice, RJ.
take a look at that. I mean, just a perfect little knife to drop in your pocket. Look at the bolster. It's got the threaded bolster. Just a absolutely gorgeous little knife.
It might be the way you're holding it, but is that bone or stag?
I think it's plastic.
Oh, okay.
But it's a jigged plastic. I'm pretty sure it's plastic. I don't know for sure. I haven't researched it. I'm going to have to look on the Tang stamp and stuff. I'll see if I can dig up more info on it. But just since you had your little Senator pen knife and stuff, this is not as fancy as a Senator, but just as good.
Nice.
Oh,
Hey,
absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah,
if
I
you don't
love
mind,
small knives like that.
I'm going to jump in quick. You mentioned Zen Ali, and I know Boston and Big J are big buck collectors too. Zen Ali, I was flabbergasted when he sent me this knife. So this is the buck. This is a knife I didn't even know existed, but this is the Buck 506. It was originally named the Lady Buck, and it had white micarta inlays. And I guess they were trying to sell these to the ladies. And the name sounded too feminine and they weren't selling. So they changed the name to the White Knight. So it's just like the 505 Knight, same size, same blade, same everything, but it just had the white micarta inlays. So thanks again, Zen, for sending that to me. That was this just flabbergasted me when I got this. So,
yeah, Zen is a good dude. He's a
great one of those
great dude.
There's so many I think I know a lot about buck knives, but I'm always surprised almost every day that there's something like this out there that I didn't even know existed. So
yeah, I mean, that's like me, and just about every single knife company is just like, you think you start to know more about a given firm, and then more information surfaces, and I hope that cycle keeps repeating itself. I don't mind being corrected. I don't mind when people jump in and say, hey, you don't have the full story. That's fine.
That's the best thing that can happen, is so that we can learn. Yeah, everyone learns. Yeah.
I mean, you never stop learning with knives. You never stop learning with anything, really. But knives, it's so fun to learn about knives. And
that's from Big J, yeah.
I got a 2009 309.
309 today in mint condition for $7. My goodness, what a deal there, Big J. Good for you. Good for you.
That is an awesome knife.
I wished I could say I know where you live, but I don't. So you're safe. No, that's
I'll tell you what, Big J, if you want to double your money, let me know. Just DM me after the show.
No, that's small potatoes. I'll triple your money there, Big J.
I'll quadruple it.
Well, hold on, guys. This is not an auction site, okay?
Could be.
I'm not trying to get you to sell it to me, Big J, but if you would just send it to me so I can review it, and I will do a thorough review. I mean, it will take me years while I research that knife while, preparing to review it. So, yeah, just send it my way, sir. Yeah.
I'll review it. I'll lose it on the way, but I mean, I will totally review it.
Hey, this is starting to sound like my Pecos Roper story.
Oh. I
Wow,
kind of
you guys must be in collusion or something. I don't
I
know.
kind of set myself up for that one, didn't I? Okay, we got John back. John, thanks for
Hey,
coming back.
John, welcome back.
I need help, John. I'm glad you're back.
Sounds like you're getting picked on in there.
Just a little bit, man. I don't know what happened. This is
Something
what
about
happens
your
when you're-
Pecos? You
when
still
you're
trying
not
to?
out on the marquee.
You need me to hire a hostage negotiator?
Yeah, I think that's what we need. Or at least somebody that's good at non-binding arbitration.
Well, I didn't think you wanted it back with a broken blade, RJ.
You're right. I don't. I would cry for weeks. I can't do that.
Oh, yeah, Big J. Before you send me something to review, talk offline with RJ. He might fill you in on some things. So, anyway, John, you got something for us?
I was busy trying to get my computer to work, so I
Oh,
don't
well.
have anything.
I've got something.
You got something?
I
All right,
got
well,
one here. I got one here.
Oh,
You got one there?
Let
Okay.
him do it. Let him. Do it.
Fire it up.
All right, here we go.
All right. So we got this Jumbo Stockman
Nice.
Oh,
Celestial
nice one.
series from Rough Rider.
Oh, I love that Celestial series. I only have one knife from it, but I love it. It's
And,
the tiny toothpick.
Let's get all these blades opened up so you can enjoy those. Try not to cut myself. There
Don't
we go.
cut yourself.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so this is the big guy.
It is.
Great blade selection.
And does have the spay blade.
I know. How could you even buy a knife that has one?
I just looked past it.
What impressed me is that they added a coping blade, though, because I know they've been doing a lot of like, well, let's put a sheep's foot here, or let's put a spear point here. It's to go with their clip point, and that they did a coping blade that actually is really impressive. That's immediately
There's the star of
striking.
the show right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Tom, you see how I've got this positioned?
Can you see through it?
You see this window right here?
Yeah.
I can see right through there.
You
Are you
have
not-
to hold up two knives when you do that to see,
Are you not
through your hands.
supposed to put your hand in the window?
Well, see, if you get the other one, you just turn it the other way.
Oh, okay. Wow. I
I'm
learned
teaching you
something
tricks.
new. CJW, what you can learn when you hang around with the pros.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But no, I like this blade for the ram's foot. That's the main attraction for me.
Yep. That is pretty
And-
neat.
Yeah, it's
Not
a neat
many
knife.
of those on Rough Riders. That's something that I'm gonna have to, at the very least, look into.
Do you want to see a buck, Tom?
I do. Nice.
Oh,
You remember this one?
Oh, yeah.
The Walmart
sure do.
special.
Absolutely. My Walmart just got a whole shipment of them in.
You got some new ones like this
Yep.
with the bone handles.
Yep.
Wow,
And I-
you're special.
Oh, I didn't know they got. I didn't know they came with bone handles.
I didn't hear you, John. Can you say that again?
The bone handles.
No. Before something special. You said.
Yeah, I got something special for you, Tom.
Oh, okay. Can you see through?
Yeah, see here the window.
Okay.
Are you a football fan, Tom?
No, I'm not.
You got to keep it through the uprights,
Oh, keep it through the uprights. I do know
Yep.
the expression.
just like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Pretty nice.
Oh, that is awesome.
No,
But, yeah.
all joking aside, for a $20 knife, it is a
Yeah.
pretty good quality knife with a jig
Well,
bone
it was 13, Tom, when it was on special.
on special.
What-
Yeah.
What blade steel does it come in? Just curious.
420 J2.
Okay.
Yeah.
So long as it isn't 7CR 17 MOV, I am not crazy about that steel just because of the amount of sharpening that you have to do on it to get a perfect edge and then have the edge dull out like ridiculously quickly. That's
Okay.
probably the only low grade steel or lower grade steel that I just really have an aversion to. I mean, I'd rather have 420 J2 than that.
Now, RJ is my producer. I'm going to ask a big favor of you.
Okay.
Are you, if you're up to the task, can you hold down the show for about 2 or 3 minutes while I depart?
I might be able to do that.
I'm an old man and I got to go walk the dog, you know.
I hear you, Chief. But
Okay,
you
so should I put you
but
on
you
the
didn't,
solo screen and
didn't bring us back up on screen.
I'll bring you back up
Okay.
on solo. It's your show for just a
it's
minute.
my show on solo.
Oh no, do you not want to be on solo?
Well, I thought that would give the other guys a chance to talk and be seen as well.
There you go.
Oh,
There you
Why
go.
don't you?
Okay.
Why don't you three entertain yourself?
Well, now you
I
got,
got
Thrifty,
John up
now you got Thrifty on solo.
There.
There
Okay.
you go. See
Talk
Go
that?
ahead,
amongst
bring me back
yourselves.
up.
I'm
Bring
gonna
me
go
back
walk
up.
the dog.
Okay.
Another bit of fun right here.
I guess he lost all his concentration.
Perhaps.
Oh man.
Hello and welcome to Thrifty Kniffy.
Hello, this is Shady Greenbaum bringing you Getting
We're
An Edge.
apparently running the show now.
It's I got to tell you, when you're running one of these live streams, you got 3 or 4 people on there and trying to, make the ones on solo and bringing back everybody, and then anticipating when they're done. That's a hard thing, and knowing who to go next and everything. It can get kind of multitasky, but
Yeah,
that's why I
definitely.
do it in the morning when I'm chipper instead of now when I'm not. But of course,
See,
I don't have the controls.
By the way, as I was actually talking to Tom about, I've actually been having a lot of sleep problems of late. Otherwise, that's the only reason you're not seeing me on RJ's lives is I'm actually sleeping through it. So there you go.
It's
And
okay.
not-
I think John, you
I'd be
sleep
sleeping
most
through
of the time
anything.
too, right?
I couldn't hear you.
I said you sleep through it most of the time too, right?
No. 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 I enjoy it.
I do too. I'm just
No, I mean,
kidding.
I love it when I can make it. It's just,
Yeah.
when you are going to bed. At
I think you're
something
mistaking me for Gary, RJ.
Oh, that would have, yeah. Gary was always falling asleep. That's what it was.
When you're going to bed at like 8 a.m. and waking up at 6 p.m., it's delayed sleep phase syndrome. It's like the most annoying sleep disorder you can possibly have. There's no cure for it, but it doesn't affect anything else you do. It just affects your.
I guess the cure is to take the graveyard shift at work.
Yeah,
Then
that
you're-
is
then
your
you're
cure.
good.
And
Then
I
you're
mean,
good.
fortunately, my boss is understanding about that. I mean, he just says here, he is okay. So, long story short, our local gun shop where I work said, okay, well, what we're going to do is we're going to be switching the ammunition to MSXL regarding stock. And
All right, Stephen. Sorry, Stephen is
getting a lot of stuff on there.
going to bed. All right, you have a good one. Pleasant dreams. We'll
Have a
see
good
you.
one, Steven.
Yep. Have a happy Easter if I don't talk to you again before then.
Likewise.
Just as another kind of announcement, we will not be doing a Sunday RJ's lives. So go ahead and enjoy Easter with your family. If you didn't see the last one, but I'll put an announcement out on the YouTubes. I'll put a community post out, and then we'll see you the next week. We're gonna have the return of Slip Joint Sawyer, so that'll be
I
nice.
really like that guy's channel, by the way.
Oh yeah, he's a great guy.
For those not subscribed to him, please go ahead and do so, because if you're a slip joint guy, really, he has everything.
Yeah, he does. He did it right. He got his collection before he started his channel.
Yeah.
Which sounds familiar, to be honest.
Oh, there he is.
There he's back.
We were only
So
plotting
the dog is happy, and there you go.
Ready for another 4 or 5 hours now.
Well, I don't know if it's that for me. You know, I
What?
might have to brew a pot of coffee if I'm going to stay up that late.
I've got one brewing right now.
Break
There you
out
go.
the
A good
creek.
chief always does.
Well,
I just can't get Mrs. Knife Delights to bring me a cup.
No, and Patty already went off to bed.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh,
oh, you missed him by like a few
It's
minutes.
4 a.m. over there.
good night, Patty.
Yeah.
Oh, I put a pot of water on the boil to steep some tea for him, but he's already went to bed. Sorry.
Did you have
What you
some
got there,
crumpet?
JW? Thanks,
Oh,
RJ, for
yes, this.
holding the fort down for me.
So this, if you're a Great Eastern Cutlery fan, you may know of the number 86 oil field jack, which I do have, but which is not the subject of this. This is kind of the logical successor. This is the number 87 English jack done as the number 87 coal oil jack. So basically what we have here is, first off, we've got a main blade that is nice and actually rather long and thin. Very beautiful cut swedge right there. And in case you're wondering what in the heck that little thing on the blade is, that is an oil well spewing dollar bills, because they actually did do this for an individual who I will get to in a minute, or to commemorate an individual. You've also got your pen blade, very nice pen blade. Just, standard pen blade. And the side is, it's got that same little wrench on it. And if you'll notice, this is coal oil. Well, this was done as a commemorative for an individual by the name of Coal Oil Johnny, who was actually the very first guy to, have a multi-million-dollar oil operation in the United States that he single-handedly owned, as in he was single-handedly getting multiple millions of dollars from it. And this was in, I believe, 1864 or 1865. Well, the thing is, he was very, very good as a land surveyor. He was very, very intelligent about what he had. But there's a reason that oil, that oil well on the knife blade is spraying dollar bills. See, he didn't know how to manage his finances at all. And the estimate is that in 3 years, he spent something like, and by the way, I'm not using an inflation calculator here. He spent something along the lines of $20 million in 1864 to 1865 dollars.
Wow.
But the cool thing about this is that this is basically something that is just a very, very good work knife. And the scales, the covers are actually made from what is called, and you might remember this from the number 86, sucker rod wood, which means that it is basically, when they take oil out of the ground, they use something called a sucker rod. And basically, if you can imagine a syringe, a giant syringe, well, that's how they actually get the oil started. And the syringe is, it's basically known as a sucker rod. And when, for some reason, when GEC started the number 86 pattern. They had a bunch of this wood on hand. Well, turns out they still had some extras, and they used that sucker rod wood for this number 87 that is basically the successor to the oil field jack.
Very nice. Very nice.
Absolutely a wonderful knife and a terrific work knife. I mean, if you want to, just do some, I mean, this is not a small knife. This is a pretty decent size knife that absolutely is going to maybe be a little bit more socially acceptable than something of similar size at, let's say, if you got a white collar office job or something.
Yeah.
Similarly, with the pen blade, I mean, you can do all kinds of stuff with that. This is a great all-purpose, all-around knife, in my opinion.
Fantastic.
Good night, Mike. Mike
Yeah,
Curtis.
good night to Mike Curtis. He's
out.
got a...
Good night, Mike.
Okay, TK, I'm practicing here. I notice when I put my hand here, I can't see through my hand. But if I keep the window here and put my hand, I still can't see through my hand. So I don't have it down yet.
That's a gorgeous Stockman.
So this is the goal post, but my hand's in the way.
You got it right.
I had to bring out the Wrangler. I just love this knife. Buck 307 Wrangler.
Oh, that is gorgeous.
Was that just the American version of the 307? Or 371, I mean?
No, this is the jumbo Stockman.
Okay, so that one's bigger than this one.
That's bigger than, oh yeah.
Is that the one where Schrade started making it?
All right, I got Buck in.
Buck did it?
Yeah, I think, no, I don't know if Schrade made this one. I think Camillus started making this one.
Yeah, okay.
But Schrade possibly could. I don't know for sure, but it's one of the early slip joints. Yep.
Yeah, my only question about Buck slip joints is, I know that there were like 2 or 3 patterns, and we were talking about this before the show actually started, where Schrade was initially making them, and turns out, well, they were making them and then not telling Buck how to repair them, so that's when they went to Camillus. Yeah. But
it had to do with their the bolsters and the way they pinned them and stuff, and so people would send them in for warranty repair, and they had a difficult time doing the repairs on them, and they were just unhappy with the way Schrade was doing it, so they switched to Camillus.
Right, and what I'm trying to figure out is, I realized, okay, well, I think I know when Schrade was doing them. I just don't know what all it was in production around then.
Yeah, and I can't tell you off the top of my head. I
Okay.
recently did a video on the overview of my USA made Buck slip joints, and I get into that somewhat. But for every model, it's a different story. So you can't just say every Buck slip joint in the 300 series started this year and then Buck took over this year. They introduced different models at different times. There was different times when Buck started their own production of them. So it's pretty complicated.
I mean, you mentioned the Muskrat, where they probably never started production of it.
It was either I think it was the Muskrat that I think Camillus always did that one.
Yeah, that's fascinating. Where you kind of wonder why.
Yeah, well, and it just has to do with having the right machinery, the right patterns. Camillus was known as the knife maker's knife maker. I mean, they made knives for everyone, so they were set up to do that. And but Buck invested, I guess, in some of the patterns and dies and toolings to do some of their models.
Muskrat alert.
RJ has to show off. Here he goes. He's going to show off.
Okay.
2 at once.
I can see
2
through.
at once.
I can see through the knives. I can see through my hands. Look at that, Tom. Learn from the master.
I'm going to have to try.
Yeah. You don't have any goalposts. You can't see. Look, I can see through my hands, and I'm not even looking through the goalposts. How's that?
Oh man.
Yeah, this is advanced videography, so you gotta be ready for that.
I'm going to keep practicing.
You're gonna run a show. You gotta be ready.
Yeah, I'm going to keep practicing. Very good. Very good. You got something for us, John?
I don't right now, no.
Okay. JW. Oh, look at this. JW is gloating
the
now.
dolly of knives.
Yes, there we are. Yeah, Salvador Dali is very much the influence on this one. Absolutely terrific little muskrat from Rough Rider, though. I mean, if you don't have one of these, this is just they're great values. I mean, these are just awesome, and I think these are now in 440B as well. So, I mean, but I love these. You know, these Blue Ocean, I think they're called. I just gorgeous knife, gorgeous pattern to do it with. This and the Doctor's knife from that series. I don't know. I feel myself drawn to these. Yep. And you've got these Turkish clip Skinner blades. I mean, it's such a cool knife.
Yep.
And a great value.
Very nice.
And of course, here, I mean, it's good ergonomically. You've got the that nice little rounding in the kick, so you can choke up. It's just a very good overall knife. Absolutely comes with my recommendation, and I think you can get one of these for less than $20.
Yep. Uh-oh. What's John got going on here?
Oh, no.
Uh-oh. Oh, he's got an empty seat. Ah. Okay.
He's hiding just under the camera. No,
he must be going to get something. So RJ and John, I think, and JW, I think maybe I should just start with a fixed blade because I can see very clearly here. So it's kind of like start with training wheels on, right? And work my way up. Is that what I should do?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because I can still see when I put my hand there. I can't see.
But is the blade centered? That's what you gotta find out.
You tell me. You tell me.
It might rub on the right handle a little bit.
You think so?
I had to do it. I had to be that guy.
That's a nice little Baron-son. Yeah.
Baron-son has just been making some really wonderful stuff of late. I mean, as in really within the past year or two, maybe 3, they've I've been blown away with their offerings.
Yeah, nice little bird and trout there. Okay, Thrifty's up. Here we go. Take it away, John.
All right. They call that the hobo knife when you got the little spoon and fork.
Yep.
But, you can catch a train with this one because it's the boxcar whittler.
Ooh.
Nice.
And this is a really cool pattern
love
from Rough Rider I hadn't seen until recently. I just really like the design. It's got 3 little beefy blades on it. And spear point, sheep's foot, no spay blade. And little, I guess you'd call that another spear point or maybe a thick pin blade.
Oh,
but you got the tortoise shell acrylic.
Is that the first tortoiseshell run or the second tortoiseshell run?
This is the more recent one.
Okay, good. That means I can probably be able to find it.
Because the old ones didn't have that. They had the round shield on them.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And they just do a really good job on that imitation tortoise. So the brass liner will reflect in the back, that light, and really looks good in those more transparent areas there. So,
Oh yeah, I agree.
but nice satin finish blades on them, and nice good size to the handle there. Nearly 4 inches, just shy of 4 inches.
And of course, the other thing I know about the tortoiseshell second series is they did them in 440B, so you get a little bit extra edge retention.
Yep, 440B stainless. Get the pinch bolsters. So yeah, I like it a lot.
Yeah, I got an RR2441 in my hands right now, which of course is the little cub lock back. And I'm like, yeah, this is such a gorgeous handle, just so pretty.
Yep. Okay, who's next? Who's got something to show?
No, I can show you some stuff.
Okay, well, we got JW here, and then we'll get to you, RJ.
Okay. I'll just be quiet in my corner.
Sit in your corner. Sit in your corner. We'll call on you when we need you.
All right. So this is the Rough Rider Cub Lockback. These things are really tiny. They're great knives if you are going to a place where you're not entirely sure that, let's just say, your hosts are going to appreciate bringing a knife. But, I mean, something like this is just not going to intimidate them. It flat out isn't. I've never had a problem with this. And the fact that you get an actual lock, right back there, like this is an actual lock back. I mean, this is, it's safe. It is cool. It's nice looking. I mean, how can you go wrong with this? And I think they're like $12 the last time I checked. And with this tortoise shell, which I have to absolutely second everything that Thrifty Kniffy just said. I mean, this is just a wonderful little knife, and this is kind of my go-to knife for places where, even if I know it's legally acceptable to bring a knife, maybe if I don't know if it's socially acceptable, this is definitely my go-to knife.
Okay, RJ, what do we got?
Okay. Well, we was talking in the chat, Todd Bradford and me, and we were talking about this case, Texas Jack. So I thought it deserved a second look. I don't know if he saw it when I showed it earlier, but he was mentioning he loves the square bolsters and everything, and we agreed it just hits that sweet spot for pocket carry. It's just a really nice knife. So two-bladed jackknife, and you have the pen blade. But I also have another couple of knives that I think you guys will enjoy. I grabbed another one of my copperheads. This is the single-bladed copperhead.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And most people really like this knife. It's got that. It's got a carbon steel or CV blade, but they did a stonewash finish on it. So.
Oh my gosh, that is gorgeous.
Yeah. So this is a really good one. And
Very nice.
Yeah, it was hard for me because when I bought this one, I had a choice between this one that was the single blade, and I think there was that ultraviolet one, and I was hemming and hawing on which one to get because I could only get one, and I said I'm going to get the single blade, and I'll come back for the ultraviolet. And you know what happened? The ultraviolet's all gone. So, but
you made the right choice, at least in my opinion. You did.
And then another one that when we were talking about copperheads and canoes, how they have the bolsters. This is that queen knife, but the tang actually goes above the bolster.
Oh, it does. Yeah.
And Thrifty and I both noticed that and put it in our reviews, which I thought was kind of funny. It's still a queen. The queen knives. This is the winter bottom bone, which they're doing a great job on how that looks and how beautiful that is.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
still, it was just kind of a bummer. I was like, wait a minute, this is a canoe. It's not supposed to have an exposed corner on the tang. It kind of goes against the pattern in a way. But I thought that it was still a cool knife. I do like what they're doing with the queen knives. But yeah, it's definitely
that is very nice.
Different kind of knife.
I love
other
that
than
winter bottom bone.
with the copperhead that absolutely you're not getting anything above that. That is all smooth and going right around there. So, anyways, that was all I had.
That's all I had. Okay.
That's all I had.
That's terrific. Well, I'll ask the panel. I'll ask the panel here. We've been going on for about 2 hours now. Are you game for going on, or do you think it's about time to wrap it up?
Personally, I could go on for like 6 hours, but trust me, I'll yield up to everyone else.
What do you think, guys?
Pull a bunch more knives out because those are the last ones I had to show.
No,
you're right here. So,
well, it's about 10:06. Why don't we run to about 10:15 and then we'll give it a wrap up. That
Sure.
Sounds good. I'll show this one more time.
Okay. All right, JW, you had one?
Yeah, I've got one. And
okay.
So does Thrifty Kniffy, obviously. But anyway, let's see. So this is actually a pretty cool little case penknife. And this, first off, I need to check what the... Oh, yeah, okay. So this is the case 6233. Now, the case 6233, here is our main blade. And I've used this one quite a bit. It's got Jig Delrin handle covers, I think you can see. And there's the pen blade. Now, this was the favorite knife of an actually rather famous individual, namely Dwight Eisenhower. And in case you're wondering, well, why did Case make a knife called the Eisenhower in the first place? It's because they knew that he was, one, a knife guy, and two, that he was absolutely in love with a Case design, the 6233. The only problem was, as I discussed in my video on the Case Eisenhower, well, he didn't like the Case Eisenhower. He liked this little knife right here. This was the Dwight Eisenhower knife, where he just absolutely loved this thing. Nice. And one of the reasons I've speculated, or has been speculated, not just by me, but by a couple of people, is, these double end pens, usually they would come with one back spring. This one comes with a back spring for each of the two blades. And, Eisenhower, when he was growing up, I imagine in the 1910s, the aughts, 1910s, he probably would have been familiar with what happens if you overuse a knife with multiple blades on the same back spring, which is to say, yeah, one of the blades is going to be absolutely fine, but eventually one is probably going to start getting a little bit on the wonky side. So when Case made a very, very affordable knife that was just a great pen knife, great all-around piece, and indeed had this little spear point that he apparently loved, well, I mean, this would have been a great piece for him that would have solved a lot of the problems that he would have encountered. And again, it's got that, it's got a blade, or it's got a back spring for each blade, which again, that would have been a big deal in the first couple decades of the 20th century. And I just think that this is such a cool piece, given its history and given who actually liked this thing. And it's really, let's face it, I mean, if you are Case and you know that you have a celebrity individual because let's face it, a guy who is a general of the caliber that Dwight Eisenhower was, and then becomes a president of the caliber that Dwight Eisenhower was, we can call him a celebrity. I think that's safe. And then, making a knife with his name on it after figuring out, oh gosh, he likes our knives. Well,
Yeah.
that caused the case Eisenhower, but by the same token, he never really liked the case Eisenhower. I believe he requested something like 100 of these with stag covers, and he gave those away to whoever visited him.
Yep. Yep. Very nice.
Just
Okay, John, what
awesome
you got queued up?
knife.
What do you got queued up for us?
Got a couple different things.
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure that RJ has his insurance policy.
Oh no. Which one? Life insurance or
Pecos insurance.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
I got you back, RJ.
John,
I
I
got
got
you
a knife just like that. Just like that.
Except his has a broken blade. Oh.
I love that thumb stud. They did that so tastefully.
So this is my favorite old timer, probably. It's hard to say, but this is certainly among my top favorites. It's the jumbo Stockman that they have, the lumberjack, and this one's with the bone handles. So you get the upgrades to the mirror polished blades and the 9CR18 steel. Of course, just your normal style Stockman. And since Steven's not here, we can always look at spade blades all night long. No objections. But I'm just a fan of the jumbo Stockman. I really need to get that one that Tom has there. That you say it was the 301, 30. What was it? I forget the model.
That's 307, the Wrangler.
307. Yeah, there you go.
Now, John, when you hold that big jumbo Stockman in your hand, doesn't it just like say, "Let's go to work"? I mean, you just got that feeling. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll give you a visual, what it looks like and what it feels like. That spade blade going to work.
Yep.
So yeah, I really enjoy that one.
Yep.
I just need to find a better way to carry it. That's the problem. I don't carry it more often. I had somebody in Beaver Baron was saying how he wished that they put a clip on a standard slip joint. Well, it's not exactly a standard slip joint. It does have a locking blade, but it does have two typical style blades on the outside on this Stockman.
Actually,
it's about as close as you'll get to finding one with the clip.
And that Pecos has a clip.
I did something with the clip.
There's your two.
Oh man.
There's your two regular slippy blades.
The second you see this, you're probably going to think I'm nuts, but let's just say I Rube Goldberg something together.
Then that center blade, your master blade, has got the lock on it. So about as close as I have to kind of what you're saying there, Beaver Baron, about having a pocket clip on a slip joint. And this is called the Working Man Rough Rider. Let's see if I can get the model number for you.
No, I like that.
This is the RR1958. So, and you can move that clip to the other side if you'd like. It is ambidextrous. So, I had this in a recent video I made of the green knives for St. Patrick's Day. So, if you want to take a closer look at that, you can see it there.
John?
Yes, sir.
Do you like the pocket clip on that Pecos?
The Pecos? It's a little bit big, but I deal with it.
Oh,
I
so you're gonna keep it?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
unless somebody doesn't get theirs back.
I'm looking for a replacement pocket clip because I took it off and I lost the screws. And
No,
so.
you didn't. No, you didn't. This is not a parts knife, Tom. This is a complete knife.
I could use the blade too while you're at it.
Oh no.
I do have a knife. I want to show this to JW.
Sure, I'll bring you up
good.
here. Thanks,
Okay.
John. Those are great knives, and thanks
Thank
for answering Beef Bear in there.
Yeah,
Just a second here, RJ.
sure.
Oh, there.
Oh, I
Gotcha.
am looking forward to this.
So this is my little case knife that's like that Eisenhower knife that you were showing. But I wanted you to take a look at this one. This is from 1989, but it has this really unique blade on it. See how it's already basically at
Wow.
an angle. Yeah, so it's ready for you to, cut open a box or a letter or something, but definitely a different kind of a knife. I was wondering what your number was on this one, because this is I think a 6233.
Mine's also a 6233.
Yeah. Oh no, this is a 62033.
Oh,
So
okay.
this is slightly different, but here's your pin. But I think that these knives are built on the same frame, but this one has a
Yes.
really unique blade to it. And that little Camillus that I showed, these are see, I can see through my hands, Tom.
My
These
goodness,
are,
you're just rubbing it in. Just rubbing it in.
but these are about the same size, so
Yeah, it is. It
you know,
is a handy little size.
it is. It's these are perfect fifth pocket knives, and again with the square bolsters and stuff, there's just something about them. They're just really cool, But this blade shape is so unique, and I really wanted you to see it because I've not had anybody really tell me about it, or I haven't really found any kind of information about why they made it in this fashion.
You know
The
that
only thing I was thinking is, like I said, if you have it in your hand, it's basically already there for you to cut.
you know what the crazy thing is that it reminds me almost of like the blade on a rust lock, minus a little bit of the upsweptness, and I mean it looks very familiar to me, except that they just angled it down a little bit.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. That's
It's so clever.
such a neat little knife. Yeah, I got this from Mark Kaufman.
Nice.
It's an awesome derivative of the 6233.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I just thought it was a really neat little knife. But since you had yours, I wanted you to see it. Oh my goodness, it's restored.
I just wanted to let you know, RJ, your knife is doing well. It's in good shape. I actually had it in the box because I was trying to get it in the mail this morning and I didn't.
RJ's borrowing his
But
knife.
I'm hoping to get your knives back to you in the mail tomorrow, RJ. So for everybody watching,
I knew you were just joking and everything.
If North Star Knife refuses here, by the way, I'm trying to get both of his knives back to him, the Grandway and the Kershaw Chill.
Sure. So anyway, Ben, RJ and I teasing back and forth, but this really is a very good knife, the Roper Pecos. So thanks again, RJ. I do appreciate it.
You're welcome, Tom. Anytime.
Yep.
Also, there's a thing in the chat there with Co-N talking about the Eisenhower senator pattern, that he actually carried the small Stockman from Case, and the senators were diplomacy gifts he handed out.
Yes, exactly.
He was factory ordered from Case.
Well, he carried the 6233, and then the Case Eisenhower was the one that he handed out,
right,
or endorsed, really. And he liked a lot of their Stockman style or Stockman-ish patterns. And most recognizable of those would be the 6233. That is what, as far as I know, the knife he gave out. Now I know we were talking pocket clips, so I have actually got my own, and it is on a GEC number 15 boy's knife with green bone on it. Now, as we can see, this thing has a clevis and a chain. And at the end of the chain, what you're going to find is I converted a Swiss Army knife pocket clip so that it would actually go around this little thing on the button in case there's, no button for me to put it on. So what I will do is I will have this thing attached to my pocket, a la a British issue pistol, for instance, and I will have a literal lanyard traveling from my hand to my pocket as I use this knife. So there you go. Crazy pocket clip. Combined with a GEC number 15 boy's knife.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, folks, we've been going on now. I think it's about time we should wrap it up. I know time goes fast, and I'd love to keep talking here tonight, but I think we've kind of gone long enough here. What do you guys think?
I think that's fair. I mean,
I think
not everybody is going to be wanting to talk as long as I am, so that is absolutely fair.
Well, some folks got to work tomorrow. I'm fortunate I don't have to, but I really want to say thank you to the panel here, JW, John, RJ. Thank you so much for hanging out here. It was a very fun evening. And of course, to all the viewers, all of those commenting, that's what makes these shows so fun, is we just love the interaction. I'll just finish up here with JW Greenbaum. If you're not familiar with his channel, please go check it out. Hit that subscribe button. And Thrifty Kniffy, same thing there. And with RJ's Knives. And JW has done some lives in the past, and he told me earlier he might start doing some lives again.
They'll be on a Saturday. That's all I can really promise. I can't give you an exact time. I'm sorry about that, but I know that they will be on a Saturday, most likely in the evening, Eastern Standard Time. And
Thrifty Kniffy, he's putting out high quality videos, 2, 3, 4 a week. So thank you, John, for being here. And RJ does a live every Sunday at 12:30 Central and 10:30 Pacific. So I will
I am determined to catch the next time it comes on.
Yeah. So I'll just leave you with closing thoughts. We'll start with you, JW.
All right. Well, first off, it was an honor to be here, Tom. I sincerely hope that I can, make it back, because there are a lot of single blade slip joints that I decided to pass over. A lot of GECs, a lot of really some awesome stuff that I just think didn't quite fit the theme of tonight. But there's just so much that all of you guys had to offer that is just absolutely awesome. And that buck 112, that pro that I'm now going to get as soon as I get off the chat. I'm not exaggerating, by the way.
Oh, and they do make that 110 version also, JW. So you can get a 110 or a 112.
I may get a 110 in that case, but the point is, I know I'm going to get one of the two.
Yeah. That's all I can tell you. They're in stock.
Okay, then I will be getting one. But I mean, just even aside from the stuff that I'm not going to run out and get, there's just so much here that is so awesome that I can absolutely appreciate that everyone's had. I mean, the just wonderful. And I mean,
Wonderful.
the Arthur Wright Barlow, that was
I know.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yep. So, John, closing thoughts.
Just so happy you guys had the opportunity to get me on tonight. Sorry about being late. And I
Well,
just wanted to
you're gonna
again
have to
thank Jersey for sending this Boker along. I'm really enjoying it. Going to be carrying it quite a bit. It's going to replace my Heritage Series Bruin. So yeah, that's going to be a really frequent carry.
That's a really nice knife. It really
Yeah,
is.
that's the other thing that I was really in love with.
Yep.
As far as being a gentleman's knife, I guess I'll just have to be a gentleman every day, make me a better person, right?
That's right.
There you go.
Absolutely. Well, thanks, John, for being on with us. And RJ, last word.
Okay, John, you're gonna have to report to the office because you got to go see Tammy. Since you were tardy.
Oh, I do. Okay, I'm going down to the principal office right now.
You'll probably see her next Sunday.
Also, just wanted to say thank you to the panel. Thank you to everyone in the chat. Happy Easter to everyone. Just go out and enjoy the weekend, and see you later, John. Just wanted to.
I love that thing. I've got one, but I love it. And there's no arguing with it because I have it and I've experienced it, and I love it.
You can't help it.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, the only thing that might compete with that is the SRK.
Yeah, and I have one of those too.
Yeah, absolutely. You can. Yeah, the SRKC is just a little bit too small for me, but the SRK, the Recon Tonto.
Well, the SRK that I have, we were talking about those one night in a forum, and somebody was saying, you have an SRK, and I said yes. I said I have an SRK, and they said, what steel is it in? And I said, well, it's in their old carbon 5 with the and it came with a leather sheath. And he goes, oh, you bought it when men were men.
Very nice.
I guess I did.
It's in the carbon 5, but mine has the Kydex sheath. So
yeah,
here you go.
Well, thanks again,
maybe
everybody,
some men
for
were men and
joining
some were
in.
not.
Go out in peace and have a very delightful day, a very delightful weekend. Good night, all.
Have a good one. That's all, folks.
See you guys.